6 things to consider before you pick a remote, in-office, or hybrid work setup. Once upon a time, a typical working arrangement consisted of going to an office for 40 hours a week. Then the pandemic forced many white-collar professionals to do their jobs from their homes, swapping office cubicles for kitchen tables and meetings in conference rooms for Zoom calls. When much of the world was under stay-at-home orders, remote work suddenly became the norm. First, there are companies like Twitter that are allowing their employees to work remotely on a permanent basis if they want to. Others are opting for a hybrid model. Amazon, for example, announced it would require employees to work in the office for at least 3 days a week, and otherwise give them the flexibility to be remote up to 2 days per week. Here are the 6 factors you should consider before committing to a remote, in-office, or hybrid arrangement. 1. Physical and emotional health and safety. COVID-19 forced companies to pay extra attention to health and safety, and as an employee, you should remain vigilant and consider the health and safety implications of returning to the office full-time compared to working in a hybrid or fully remote setting. You should also examine what a remote, in-office, or hybrid arrangement might mean for your mental and emotional health and well-being. 2. Your job description. The pandemic forced many companies to rethink which jobs absolutely required an in-office presence. And while it has created more opportunities for remote roles, some jobs are just impossible to do remotely. Many positions in travel, hospitality, and healthcare, for example, fall into this category. There are also jobs where you can do some of your tasks remotely, but need to, or would benefit from, being physically somewhere to tackle other responsibilities. 3. Communication style, systems, and policies. To thrive in any workplace setup, you need to be able to communicate clearly, whether it's with your clients, customers, boss, teammates, colleagues you collaborate with in other departments, or anyone else you need to interact with as part of your role. That's why it's important to think about your communication styles and preferences. For example, if you love in-person meetings and casual desk chats because you prefer verbal communication and do best when you can read people's body language, an office-first arrangement might be the best setup for you. 4. Personality traits and preferences. Your preferences and personality traits are also relevant factors to consider. The pandemic forced many employees to go from one extreme, being in the office all the time, to another, working from home all the time, and reflecting on those experiences can help you determine the best arrangement for you. Experts recommend comparing your energy levels in the office and at home. For example, do you have an extroverted personality in the sense that you get energy from being around many people? Did you find that you have less energy at home when you're working behind a computer screen alone than when you're surrounded by colleagues? Or are you more of an introvert who finds physical interaction draining and tiring? Do you have more energy left at the end of the day when you're working from home than when you're in an office and forced to engage in small talk throughout the day? Of course, it's important to point out that not all introverts are better suited to remote work, or extroverts to in-office work. 5. Opportunities for career advancement. The type of work arrangement you choose can also have an impact on career advancement. Proximity to leadership and influential figures in an organization often significantly impacts a company's decision to promote employees. The way that organizations make decisions about potential is still about visibility and being in the right place at the right time. Companies may inadvertently favor their in-office employees over their hybrid and remote workers. Those people who remain in the office full-time will start to get an advantage because they will be more visible. They will have more access to some of the intangible ways know-how gets transferred. 6. Personal priorities. While professional goals are important, experts caution workers not to rest their decision solely on career advancement prospects. In the long term, the most fulfilling arrangements will take into account personal priorities, like lifestyle and mental health, as well as career goals. And in the end, that's likely to translate to better work performance too. Your priorities and career goals might change at any time, so what works best for you right now might not be what will work best for you in 5 years' time. Ultimately, there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to the ideal work setup. Only you can determine what works best for you, your priorities, and your realities at any given time.